Okay. Let's see. Just doing a couple settings real quick. Cool. We'll load up the game. Ice Pick Lodge.
Traces of the supernatural reveal themselves more often than intelligent and reasonable men would prefer them to. Chimeras, worshipped by our ancestors centuries ago.
Have I been saying chimera wrong this entire time?
Ancient times. The directors of our fate rain
Chimeras
down on us from the grey heavens. They conceal themselves beneath us, above us, and among us, staying hidden until we muster up the resolve to meet their malevolent gaze. Having been discovered, they appear in the flesh for a mere moment, and then they expire horribly, wreaking havoc on the world that they rightfully see as their toy.
I have no idea what that's about, but I like it. What do we have here? These animations are incredible. Is that a kid or a doll? Are they burying their like a sibling? So we're gonna play as a bunch of kids in some kind of a village somewhere. It's classical music. It's the only music suitable for a game like this. This is kind of giving me some Fifth Element vibes. So, I guess a quick intro. Welcome to the stream if you've never been here. Understandable, this is the first time I've streamed in a long time, so good on you for finding it. This is Pathologic Classic HD. From my understanding, this is an HD refresh of the game. This has come highly recommended. I'm a big fan of esoteric and kind of retro games, so pretty excited for this one. And it looks like it's got some level of controller support, which is an extra in my book, because a lot of these old games don't. I'm going to take a couple seconds just to understand the settings. Doesn't really look like there's much to it. No game settings, really. So let's just jump in.
So, it's all about trickery to you? Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, a muscular contraction is there. Means you're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuck.
What?
So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform Sectio Transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please
I
keep
like
quiet?
it. She's got some
You're
spice.
a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers.
Who is
Justice
talking? Is that the little dude with the black hair?
Operation Medica Morbo Adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life.
Oh, I can
You
move.
will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well, but there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in pain.
This is like a
I can't see
philosophical
it yet,
play.
but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funis sumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing. I can hear it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You mean you won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No, we won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
Okay. Oh, and they stopped moving. They're just frozen. Huh. It's a very interesting way to introduce the plot. This head bob is gonna drive me insane. Is there a way that I can... No. Okay. Look, we're just gonna have to suck it up. Just like they said, you know, I gotta get the anger out of my heart. Changeling. This character is only unlocked after you've finished the Bachelor or the Haruspex storyline. Haruspex. Bachelor. I'll just read this part at the bottom. This is the story of a person who has managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. This is the story of a person who has avoided the contradiction, eager to rip a doomed life apart, masterfully fulfilling his true purpose in the process. This seems like just the story of a hero. And this is the story of the righteous man. This is the This is the surgeon. This is the guy who's supposed to be really smart. Alright, we'll pick the Bachelor.
Daniil Dankovsky, a Bachelor of Medicine, was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be.
They capitalized
Suddenly,
powers
a letter
that be.
arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Jan and stays at her place till dawn.
So he's got a lady friend. I guess that's not necessarily. No. This is definitely something else. Something horrible. Is that the other character? That's somebody new. I'm digging this vibe. It's kind of like, I don't know, like folky, sorta. Horror though? Horror but not gothic. Interesting. Reminds me a little bit of The Witcher, maybe? Kind of bleak. I mean, not fantastical like The Witcher is, but... Hello? Is that Eva? A dog wearing human clothes. As of today, my mission remains obscure. The examination of Simon Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology and challenge the existent notions of death itself. However, even if this undying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of his existence would suffice to prevent the powers that be, not capitalized this time, from shutting our laboratory down. I need to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man. If he mistakes my interest for effrontery, it would be nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human vitality. The quest for eternal life. Mission. Today's quests. Okay. So what does this mean? I'm gonna meet a man. I'm gonna examine a man named Simon. Is he already dead? No, he's not dead. Day 1. By the end of which the Bachelor finds himself battling a truly unvanquishable foe. The controls are a little bit too loose. What did I just do? Nothing. It's... What's a little bit too... Okay. Okay. That's too much. Sure. It's a bit better. Yeah, well, the look is just going to be sensitive. The ceiling is just kind of low to the ground. It's a little bit claustrophobic. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Sneeze, sorry. Okay, the A button. No, A button does nothing. Weapons closed. Drugs. Rations. Water. Meridorm, painkiller. Morphine, also painkiller. alpha tablets. Immunity booster. Only useful in very large dose that causes serious health damage. That's not good. Tourniquet. Facilitates health recovery after a traumatic injury. Stops bleeding. Protective gloves. Protects the hands from contact with infected surfaces and against burns and grazing stabs. I'm gonna get stabbed, am I? Scalpel. Large cartilage scalpel. Can be used in close combat, but very effective. Deals the most damage when attacking from the front. Interesting. Got durability as well. Okay. Can I pick? I can sleep. Health, immunity, hunger, exhaustion, infection. Oh god. Some survival elements. Interesting. Only, is it the paper that's interactable? It's the human nervous system, but that kind of strange. Oh, it lights up. I see. Okay. Okay. I'll come back to that. We need to examine Simon. He and I have very important work. A little bit of the snipples. I guess it's just the desk. You're not Simon. It's kind of creepy. You're not Simon, but I have a feeling I should talk to you. Can I pick any of this up?
I had a feeling you would come.
Did the sounds from the outside wake you up too? There was a terrible groan, and then something snapped loudly. Oh no, the sniffles are back. I think there are strangers in the backyard by the pond. They're unlikely to be planning mischief. Why do you think there's strangers in your backyard? They're unlikely to be planning mischief, but I have a bad feeling about this. I'm afraid to go out to them, as you should be. I hope they go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. I'd like to thank you for your hospitality. For board and bed. Why do you think they aren't? Yes, this is a great question. Our population is so thin. Crime is basically non-existent, especially here in the stone yard. Sometimes there are pranks, of course. Fights happen occasionally. People are young here, so they often go out at night. But we're a tight community, and now I hear unfamiliar speech. That's not a good sound. I would be more worried than you are. I'm in a hurry, but I must see this founding father of yours. Are you willing to trade the company of a fascinated woman for that of a dreadful old man? Even if he is a sorcerer? He's a sorcerer? I mean, you are lovely in theory, pixelated woman, but he's a sorcerer. That's so sad. But Simon won't go anywhere. He is as he's always been, and he always will be. Even if the moon were to fall to the ground, please stay with me for a little longer. This guy is speaking my language. Simon is a sorcerer? Are you in that much of a hurry? Do come round. The Canes are asleep now. Take your knockabout coat off. Have a rest in my bed. Let me warm your hands. You are so anxious to see Simon as though your life depended on it. My life, yes. Now that my laboratory is on the brink of destruction, my whole life's pursuit depends on that remarkable man. If he's really managed to live that long, I see. Her comment was about how long he lives. Then his tissues will help me defeat death. Death. So that's the enemy you've chosen for yourself. Isn't it hard? I don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. Well, my enemy is inevitability. I am challenging the forces of nature. Millions of doctors defeated it on certain singular occasions, but my enemy is more fearsome and is death itself. I don't understand. I can barely understand it myself. Let's do this one. It's not far. The Canes live at the Crucible, on Bridges Square. But could I please offer you a piece of advice? Go on. Simon has 2 younger brothers. The eldest of the 2, Georgie, is called the Judge by the locals. Visit him first. He isn't asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. The youngest of the 3 is Victor. His daughter, Maria, also wanted to see you. It's probably important. Was it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes, she told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria is that kind of person. She puts on airs, but that's just how Canes are. It was Maria who told me that she would help you defeat death. That's the precise wording. What a coincidence. Go on, and I'll prepare everything for your return. Do come back after you speak to the Canes. They will probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you on guard. I will have some advice that may be of help to you if you need it. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, this is a map of the town. So this is where I am. This is my marker. The mysterious Maria, Victor Cane's daughter, has been expecting my arrival. The Crucible. I think it said I'm supposed to go here first, and then I talk to this person. There's another brother, though? I already forget. And Simon is the old dude who lives forever. Oh, that's cool. All these, like, red... Oh, I see. The red buildings are important. Victor. This cathedral. The Stillwater. Okay. What if I... Can I take you up on that offer? Nope. I'll go outside and talk to the strangers. Probably get killed. Just my luck. New town. Death by local. Okay. Oh, that's kind of weird. What is this? So, is this alive? What is this? Huh! Halt! I'm going to have to teach you about the technicalities of the setting. The time and the place, it's not essential. But that's just how it is. The actor has to be prepared before he goes on stage, or else he'll fall down the aisle or stumble upon the prompt box. That would look mighty silly, wouldn't you agree? Who are you? An actor in a tragic mime show. That's unimportant. Will you listen to me or not? Time flies by. It cannot be stopped or turned back. Nights follow days, which are then followed by nights. Things happen without any regard for whether or not you're there to witness them. Don't expect anyone to wait for you. Most events can be missed. And so it would make sense for you to visit the places that you care about regularly. You'll find the people that will play major roles in your fate there. They stand out from the common folk. The rest are just a crowd shot, a background, a bunch of extras. As it has always been. Indeed. Still, it's best to avoid a hasty judgment. It's a paradox, you see. Don't try to care too much for the lives of these bound to stand out people. And don't be too dismissive of the silent crowd. Both extremes will end in tragedy. The world cares for your reputation. A fine and crucial instrument, your reputation changes the world you see, for it is a mirror. Wouldn't you agree? And so a bad reputation can get you into a lot of trouble. Oh, need I describe? You've got vivid imagination. Everything changes, from mystical aspects to mundane things, like the people you need treating you badly. How many enemies you've got, how high the prices are, how bad your dreams are, lots of things. It's interesting. Reputation system. Affects the temperament of the world. Prices make sense. Some of the characters are hidden, but important perhaps. Sorry, prospect. Really, is that even a question? Same as anywhere. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not betray, do not steal, do not covet. Don't be an asshole. Do not get caught if you are going to be an asshole. The rules are the same everywhere. A truly selfless deed, like risking something for thy neighbor or even a person who lives quite far away, can help in a dire situation. Really? Good for you then. Ask for me. I can't see anything in this mask. Oh, ask for me. I can't see anything in this mask. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, don't get too worked up about human lives and don't put too much stock in others' words, mine included. He who trusts everyone is asking to be deceived. Yet he who trusts no one is deluded. I know that from experience. Okay, there's a reputation system. I might need to go and get a tissue. Wait, where's this door? Oh, it's closed. Are these the strangers? Well, that's an unusual look. Is that a mutant? This is probably not good for me. Let's see what these guys want. Let's talk to this one first. The worm feels sick, head packed, blood boiling, belly freezing. Let the worm warm up. Let him take a rest. Don't touch us, we're dangerous. Oh, his name is Worm. Get lost and even more dangerous. Whoa, there's some stench. That's some stench, you animal. How on earth do you even live like that? I was kind of an asshole. Get lost, even more dangerous. Oh! This is already very bad. Can I run? Can I attack? Use my hands. I can punch. Okay, none of this seems good. I see. Trigger brings my hands up. Okay. This is only going to end poorly. How do the saves work? I wonder if I should just die. Will any of these people help me? Like, what do you have to say for yourself now, bird? Shaking your head. Okay, well, I'm in a lot of trouble, and I need your help. person. Good morals and luck are a great help in managing a small community without resorting to violence. Personal standing can work wonders. Sorry, I can't help feasting my eyes on your outfit. Who was the mad tailor? Okay, these guys are still really mad. Maybe they won't enter the house and they'll leave me alone. Okay. Well, I made some friends.
Oh, what is there to talk about now?
You sound so bored.
What?
The ominous singing outside the window is gnawing at me. Who could be singing at a time like this? I can't hear anything. These guys still out here ready to kill me. They're just gone. The bird's gone too. Okay. I don't know if I consider that a win or a loss. I have 2 something. Stacks of something. I don't know what that is. Hello? Venerable Bachelor. Please be so kind as to linger for a minute. This conversation won't take too much of your time, especially since time stops during dialogues. Our dialogue is extremely important. You need to know how to play after all, don't you? Of course you aren't. You are a living, breathing man, as is evident from your conditions and statuses. You experience hunger, thirst, and fatigue. You suffer from pain, wounds, and disease. You're so lifelike. You have to eat, drink, sleep, and rest, and to make mistakes. Make mistakes like getting those guys to punch me? The latter being the most definitive proof of my human nature, wouldn't you agree? If I may, I would like to point out just how important it is to keep an eye on your condition. If you get dizzy or naturally sluggish, do have it checked up. Vital processes tend to run faster during emergencies than in everyday life. I knew a person who died of stress but was diagnosed with starvation. I see. I get hungrier if my conditions are bad. Interesting. Need I remind a wise man like you of the fact that hunger is sated with food? Food can be found in shops, and shops can be found in ordinary houses that are marked with specific signs. Sleep, however, is more complicated. People only sleep in beds and only in private residences. I'm sorry, but that's just how our world is. Speaking of commerce, different shops sell items at different prices. Make sure you don't get cheated. People can be quite brazen around here. You can also barter with the folks out in the street. Some things may be nothing more than trinkets to you, but others would be willing to part with their life's blood for them. Blood. Yes, blood. It is not my place to lecture you, but if, following the Hippocratic Oath, you ever consider easing someone's pain, feel free to just approach them with a suitable drug. You'll see their pain receding before your very eyes. The sick fall asleep when they're close to recovery, don't they? Still helping the hopeless will grant you a good reputation. You will be seen as a benefactor willing to part with a precious sleeping draught or a painkiller for a simple bystander. So I can help people with my medicine for reputation. The dude who's out here is also gone. An empty bottle is required. Nope, that's not the map. That is also not the map. Outfit, below softening, protection from bullets, protection from fire, protection from it. Infection, what are adherence? Okay. Which button is my map? It's crouch. Let's jump. What is that? Oh, what is that? Interesting. I have a map, but I don't know how to use it. Oh. Okay. Okay. Off we go to meet with... Oh, this is Simon Kane. No, this is... But this is the mansion of his brother. Okay. Anything I can do for you? I'd be much obliged. Name of the town hall. What is the termitary? I think I'm good. Still very confused as to what is happening here. Broken mirror. Some macabre paintings. The table is set. All of your mirrors are broken. Vampire. Bunch of swords. Nothing I can interact with.
I'm feverish. What can it be?
You resemble an adventurer rather than a doctor. How is it that you know me? I saw you in a dream. Don't flatter yourself. My desires have nothing to do with that. I simply saw you take us all by the throat. What else did you see in that dream? I'll tell you when I think I can trust you.
It came from below the ground. For many years, we were burying the bones wrong.
What? I have a lot to tell you, Bachelor Dankovsky, but I dare not until you meet my Uncle Georgie. Otherwise, he'll rip my tongue out for disclosing a secret. Wow. They make much more sense than you may think. This is not a game, is it? For all that is holy, do speak to my uncle and then come back to me. Otherwise, the excruciating anticipation will tear my heart to pieces. Oh, we can't put your heart at stake now, can we? Okay. I will speak to your uncle. Strange thing to have in the back of the house. What is this 3 next to my name? The table is set. This is Simon, though, yeah?
I have a heartache.
Where is her uncle?
Tell me what you want, and I will tell you who you are.
Oh, this is her uncle. I guess I was just a bug. Most venerable doctor, it is with great impatience that we have been expecting you. You need not delve into the minutiae of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. We're also quite aware of the difficulties you were experiencing and well prepared to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous brother, the creator and keeper of an embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. What? Who did it? My brother was murdered last night under the strangest of circumstances. But for all of the mystery surrounding his death, I'd rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever had visited Simon that evening. The visitor is a man of laudable rectitude and an old friend of our family. There are witnesses to testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse. Someone you know quite well. The man whom my brother saw last night was your colleague, Isidore Barak. Was he not the very person to advise you to come here as well? Isidore has done more than he thinks. I have a lingering feeling that time itself is very uncontestable. The time itself is using uncontestable powers to further its own intentions. What do you think? Is that? Categories like time, nature, and fate to deprive man of responsibility for what goes on around him. I was taught to avoid this worldview. It could be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival was no coincidence. Your choice was made for you, my dear doctor. Let us not blame fate for it. Isidore wrote to you without making us aware. He took a risk that could have displeased our family. I prefer the word time, in a fatalistic sense of the notion, of course. Even though we were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. The tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in preparation of your arrival. Someone has taken a powerful piece from the chessboard, a piece upon which your position here depended. It is doubly regrettable that Simon was playing on your side. To grant you victory over death, was it not your ultimate aspiration? To help you, Simon seemed to have played a very dangerous game with fate itself. He went out of his way to provide you with a body of evidence. It is of no importance to me what exactly he did. He took another leap for the stars and paid a terrible price for it. I repeat, he was murdered. The subject of importance here is the identity of the murderer. Do you want to help us, Doctor? Find the murderer for us. My brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us, and the reward will not disappoint you. I am convinced that if there is anyone at all that can help us solve the puzzle, it is you. This mission calls for someone as astute and inventive as yourself. If Isidore was an instrument of fate, then Simon's murderer is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do not think I am inclined to blame you for that. I am not. We will take our own measures. The only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is a clue to the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. Okay. So I visit his brother. I'll go back to visit the girl. Or did she say that I had to visit the other uncle? I don't remember. This girl is definitely a vampire.
It came from below the ground.
Now listen
For
closely.
many years, we were burying the bones wrong.
The time for collusion, secrets, and alliances has come. I'm going to ask something of you. I'm not used to that. I'm used to holding the reins. But you are not harnessed, so it would be unacceptable to address you in this manner. I find solace in the fact that my request will be welcoming with you. It fits the style of your venture. I apologize if my words come across as mangled and silly. I'm truly not used to asking, but the nature of my request demands complete and selfless humility. Just imagine me begging and kneeling, and believe me, I do feel that way. Today's death was the first, but it won't be the last. Simon has opened the score of irreplaceable victims. Soon their number will multiply. I beg you to preserve the lives of several people when the lines of their fortune cross yours. Before any of them dies, there will be a moment when you will be able to intervene. I know this. That doesn't matter. What was destined to happen will happen. You can be whatever you want to be, but not a coward, choosing to hear no evil and run away from reality. I will give you a list of those I know of. These people are bound to you. There is a tight spring of power within each of these people. Each of them can break the routine of human existence and become something greater. They are standing on the verge of their humanity, gazing into the realm where they could serve a different higher purpose, without even knowing it. Moreover, they are bound to make the leap in one way or another. That's why we call them simply the bound. Bound to die, no need to shy away from it. That is also implied. I don't know. I'm not a mistress yet. The future is not as clear to me as I would prefer, but I can feel the present. I can already distinguish a dubious guess from the pulse of the precise knowledge of devoid of words and images. These people are bound to you. Their lives are connected. I wouldn't have asked you to take care of them otherwise. Yes. Oh, you haven't been told, have you? It didn't even cross my mind that someone may be unaware of my abilities. No one here dares doubt them, for they are evident. Yes, the mistress of every ruling house possesses special abilities. I am learning to see the future and transform the present. Will you comply with my request? Will you save the lives of people I name to you? Answer me before going back to Eva. I'm a doctor. I'll save these lives. Whatever happens, these people must live. Their fates are bound to mine. They may well hold the keys to my victory in their hands. Georgie, Victor, Audrey, Andrew, Peter, her own life, Eva, Mark. Mark Immortal. Look at that grin on his face. Okay. Maybe I should equip some things. How do I equip this? I pressed X. What did that do? I dropped it, didn't I? Is this like automatically equipped? Uses A. Inventory is D-pad up. Character stats. Again. Have I been saving at all? Oh my word. Reload. Okay. List of the bound. I see. I don't have everything on a hotkey. Sheath and holster weapons. X. Show and hide hands. Quick save, quick load. I have not saved at all. Well, if this guy's killed me, the game probably would have been over. Well, you guys are back. The town is small and rather unexceptional, isn't it? But there are all kinds of people here. The simple folks, and the more remarkable ones. The former will tell you more than they know. The latter know way more than they're ever going to let out. Keep a close eye on them. Your victory depends on it. There are 20-something of them, easily distinguished by their lodgings or their presence. They are called many names. The bound, 20 of them. The fated, the adherents. The Gobo Tegler. The town's circle. Simon preferred their company to any other. Because it is they who will decide the fate of this town. Don't be distracted by the fact that some of them look insignificant or disreputable. They will earn their worth. You just give them time. They're the most important joints of the town. Each day, one of them will try death by the tooth. Each will put their lives at risk. Each one that dies is important. Some of them may take the keys to victory to the grave. Mind that the keys are yours, while their grave is theirs. Others will do the opposite. Don't waste your chance to condemn someone who may get in your way. Interesting. How do you know what is helpful? Okay. Alright, dropping more hints would be cheating. Shutting up now. Allow me to conclude then. Each bound you save will influence the finale of your adventure. Each of them has their own goals and motives. It may so happen that those who seek a different ending survive, and then, well, you have been warned. Okay, I'll take that into account and we'll be careful. Oh, goodness. This is like a psychological thing. Who's lying? Oh, I need to be paying way more attention to what everyone is saying. There's something in particular I feel the urge to warn you about. When you speak to the bound, please choose your words carefully. Do not worry. You will easily be able to make out what kind of person is standing before you, an observant man that you are. So use that skill when dealing with the bound. Some of them are indeed worth insulting, whereas others need to be treated with the utmost respect. Every line you utter will have consequences. News spreads rapidly. If you spoil your reputation in one place, you'll have to reap what you sown in another. Restore your good name in the south, and you'll receive a warmer welcome in the north. They will heed every word you say, and you will be rewarded. Oh, goodness. A handful of money. It's not a dialogue fee, don't get me wrong. Never refuse to take small amounts of money from the bound. That would not belittle you in any fashion, but would rather demonstrate that you appreciate the local customs. Interesting. It's a symbolic Godspeed. The heftier the sum, the better your luck is supposed to become. So conversations get more profitable as your reputation goes up. Huh. Reputation is tied to everything. The amount of money I get. The game gets easier if my reputation is good. What is my reputation now? Is it good or not? Go back and talk to Eva. That is not remotely the correct way to go. Okay, so what have we learned? We learned that people can't be every day someone will die. Every character has some kind of motive. Some of them can be trusted, some of them cannot. My reputation with all of them, though, is tied to the same reputation. I don't even know. I need to not be so flippant with my dialogue. Who is my character? Maybe I should start there. Or should I agree with people? Should I be agreeable? I don't know. My goal is to learn the secrets of eternal life. Who should I trust? If I make fun of a person and I don't... If I make fun of a person... Maybe that's a quick way to lower my reputation.
Can you feel how rapid my heartbeat is?
That ominous singing outside the window is gnawing at me. Who could be singing at a time like this? Yes, they're talking about this on every corner. It boggles the mind. Terrible, isn't it? Georgie bid me to find the murderer. Do you agree? Why? I wonder who could profit from his death. He was killed just a few hours before my arrival, a peculiar coincidence. Oh, our mask staged a mime performance about this not so long ago. The grim murderer of the Sorcerer King Kuran. Mark promised that they'd make a puppet show interpretation of the same play today. Now they will surely cancel the performance in the puppet show, though. Who's Mark? Oh, Mark is a wonderful puppet master. He can do anything. He can perform all sorts of tricks. He can swallow swords and read the future in the cards, and he also directs the mime performances. 2 ritual masks pick a volunteer from the crowd. Mark looks at his hands, then shows them to the masks. They improvise. Without a word, they play out either the nearest future or the whole life of the person, depending on the price. And it always comes true. Where is the theater? On Spinneyarn Square in the Morrow, the very essence and heart of the town, the central district. But the theater is closed now. It will only open in the evening, and even then I don't know. After everything that transpired today, I'm afraid they might accuse poor Mark. I will check on him. We'll figure that artist out.
I had a feeling you would come.
She's still worried about the singing. Since you've decided to fight death, you'll have to be very careful. It's September. You will be dying with every breath of our air. What? You've got me wrong. You will be dying here much faster than in the capital. Your body is wasting away just as fast as a boat sinks with its full hold full of water. Breathe in this air. Can you feel it? The steppe is full of various herbs. They fill the air with dizzying vapors. People tend to get headaches this time of year. Heart sufferers lie in bed with pains. My heart aches too. Tweer is a rare herb, but this year it's unbelievably plentiful. The elderly say that this is phenomenal. Nothing like this has happened before. They think it's a bad omen. Well, I don't believe that, but the air is droning. Can you feel it? Don't you feel dizzy? You need to sleep often. Never go hungry. Drink more water. You need to look after yourself properly. If you feel sick, forget everything else and get some rest. Otherwise you may die of a heart attack or bleeding. The more I think and do, the faster I die. Huh. Is this a good reputation or a bad reputation? A little bit tired, but I'm fine. We know all about you. What are you so happy about, girl? We've almost caught the unseen cat. Want to come see her? Where did you find such a cat? It's the famous pale cat. Her eyes are like translucent emeralds. Her fur's gray and her body's completely transparent. I would never go after such a fright. The light passes straight through her. It's very pretty, but most importantly, she's invisible in the dark. And rodents can't hear her. That's how light her step is. She belongs to the pale obtuse. To the what obtuse? Ah, it's no use. I know you wouldn't believe me anyway. Just come over and see the cat for yourself when it gets dark. It's by the 12th warehouse. The password is hell froze over. It's by the 12th warehouse. Everyone here speaks in riddles. The hell is this? A baby? Hello?
If we conquer our passions, it is more from their weakness than from our strength.
The famous doctor. Your arrival is a great honor for us. Victor Kane at your service. I foresee that things that have become ordinary for us will probably make you feel uncomfortable and disturbed. I would like to compensate for that impression. You know our small community has fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. I mean the traditions. Games that we play with passion will most likely be of no interest to you. The people you meet here may seem eccentric, naive, or even deranged. Please take it easy on us and don't judge us too strictly.
It is far easier to be wise for others than to be so for oneself.
How can I help you? Georgie has told me everything. Which is nothing. Would be arrogant. Shared goals. Shared goals. Shared goals, but I am vengeful. I just want to solve the case. vengeful. I'm prepared to answer any questions you may have. He sent Isidore home. I don't think I've met Isidore. Then an hour later, he came to this hall to see us. He announced his plans to withdraw to the Focus and receive no one. He told us not to approach the Focus and to fast for a week, partaking of neither meat nor water. Then in the morning, he was found dead. Why no meat or water? Our explanation is that he wanted to be mourned beforehand, as is the custom with the local people. This is very like him. I think between me and you... Sorry, I asked if he knew he was going to die. I think between me and you, that this is precisely what my brother Georgie fears. The other brother fears that he knew. I can say nothing more about that. So maybe more than just the mistress can see the future. How was the body discovered? The servants discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. His disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. His neck was twisted, his spine broken, I think. No one has touched the body. It is currently inside the Focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. Do you suspect anyone? No. All I know is that Isidore was with him that evening. No one can enter the Focus against Simon's will. Well, perhaps a higher being could, but no one else. Could someone have been waiting for Simon? No. You have no concept of what the Focus is. Entering it is like entering someone else's mind. Or a drawn picture, if you will. It's impossible. What is the Focus? It's hard to explain. It's a study. An extraordinary, spacious, creative laboratory, almost perfectly sealed off, except for the door that was visible at all times, metaphorically speaking. It's like an equation or a mirror puzzle. She broke all of the mirrors in her room. Or in her apartment. Anyway, the murderer could not have been hiding there. Take my word for it. He could perform... So he's got a way to enter this mystical chamber. He could perform far more impressive feats. There's a reason why that whole town reveres him. I mean, revered him. Tell me honestly, did Simon exist at all? It's very... I mean... Okay. I don't quite understand what the psychological element is here. I'll just keep playing the game. Just look around, trust your intuition, and do whatever you like. Speak to whomever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, doctor, and you will find him. Keep looking till the last breath. I am sure your rational thinking will help you. Okay. Isidore's the only lead. How can I find him? I'll show you, but you must be careful. Simon's murderer, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. I can't imagine them even being a person. I fear it could only be fate, wearing the guise of a mysterious monster. I will be careful. Oh, what is this? The abattoir. The second block of the cemetery. The first block of the cemetery. This is where Isidore Brock lives. The man that had brought me to this remote place. Yeah, that's my buddy. He's the last person that saw Simon Kane alive. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a huge place. Okay. So I cross the river, I keep going, and I cross the river again. Oh, it's time to go visit Isidore. I get the feeling that I might still be in some kind of tutorial sequence. there's 2 doors. There's no more of these masked guys. It is this way. Okay, so what have we learned? We have learned that 20 people are bound. Some of them are liars. Some of them need to be killed. Some of them need to be saved. I've got a list from the girl, but can she be trusted? Or is this a list of people that need to be killed? Presumably she's either telling the complete truth or telling a complete lie. Something about her is supernatural. That doesn't mean she can't be trusted. What is this? Like a meat shop? Okay. I'd like to buy some meat. This is his inventory. Smoked meat. This meat was cooked a month ago. Okay, so this is how I get my health back, I'm assuming. Or no, this is how I deal with hunger. Should probably buy something. Cracker. Not very nutritious, but can be stored a long time. Bread. A piece of stale bread, hard as a rock. I guess I'll just buy a cracker. How do I... How do I say yes? What is this? It's a check mark? I see. Okay. So my hunger is at like halfway to the first dip. Nope, that's on my inventory. So my hunger went down to like a very little bit from that. Oh, can I just... No, it says I shouldn't steal, right? But like, look at it, it's right there. You won't even know. But I have to protect my reputation, as these people keep telling me. Reputation means more money. And money means more bread. It's a virtuous loop. Actually, I should buy a bottle. An empty bottle is required. I've got 3 stacks of this contagion on me. Whatever that is. Some more meat. What is this? Oh, these are the masks. I see. I went the wrong way. Can I jump? Nope, not enough. Can I jump? Nope. What is that? Is it a ring? What is that? Did I pick something up? What was... I have no idea what that icon meant. Hopefully it was good. It's like a partially built building. Kind of creepy. Anything up here? Nope. I guess this isn't really a collect-a-thon kind of game. It's kind of like a mystery, it seems like. I can buy some clothing, which I don't quite know how to equip. Okay, I'm going the right way. Hello, girl. What is this? Is it like housing? Like the residential block? It's the back of his house, isn't it? Yeah, it is. The sound design is actually kind of nice for a game this old. Hello. What do we have here? These bodyguards? Oh, don't do anything too swift there, buddy. Patrolman. A foul murder occurred here this night. No unauthorized access allowed. Inspecting the crime scene is strictly forbidden until further notice. But I know who was killed. What is this? Oh, I've got a call. One second. Hello? Can you say that one more time? Sorry, say that one more time. I see. Okay. Okay. So I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be that one guy's house. Or someone else died? Well, you're not a local, sir. Wow, this guy got killed too? So you're unlikely to understand the loss we've suffered. Isidore Barak, a great surgeon, a benefactor to us all, and an all-around skilled doc, an outstanding man, beloved and well-respected by us locals. Does it really have to take the very best? What a foul time to live in. Well, whoever killed our only doc, lovely doc, must surely be looking to get us all killed. Isidore could cure anything. He also knew how to make cuts or incisions, because he was a warden. He knew his lines all right. Like I said, it all makes sense. Whoever killed Simon took Isidore's life too. And this is merely the beginning. What makes you think these two cases are connected? Well, who would have the heart to attack such men? If you had asked me yesterday, I'd have told you that no one would dare inflict such an ugly wound on this town. But if there is someone, it has to be just that, someone. Although it looks fishy if you ask me. That thing was no man. That's what I think. What does that mean? Well, see, this murderous deal is all mysterious. There was a talon stuck in the victim's chest. Go ahead, bend your arm at the elbow, good sir. Yeah, like that, there you go. That's how long it was. Bend your arm at the elbow. Like a talon that long? That's huge. I totally lost track of what I was reading. There was dust on the floor. For the deceased had been a renowned step walker. What does that mean? And the dust was all covered in hoof step. Like traces of sharp bone, I guess. As if someone was using a walking stick around there. I'm telling you. It's her. The Shabnuk Adir. The clay man-eater. What? What is happening? I want to inspect the building. All right, enough of this. Just play along. I want to inspect the building. We've been assigned to this post by Alexander, the head of the Saburov family. His house is in decline right now, but it's still powerful and very much respected. For it is they that's been responsible for maintaining worldly order and public safety in the town since olden days. Please kindly address your concerns to him. That's their rod. What does that mean? And just take the road up there and get to the cape. As for me, I'm not authorized to let you in. Okay. So it's a big house there. And now parts of the town are just on fire. Are they burning someone alive? What? What is happening here? She's just dead? Was I supposed to save her? Can I loot these? Revolver and ammo. Okay. At some point I'm going to learn how to equip. I don't think there's a way out this way. Why did they burn that woman alive? Take a look and see if there's any good armor, I guess. You look a lot like the guy who sells meat. Okay, what do you got? Kerosene for refilling the lamp. Uh-huh. Drapery. Used for moving around. What? Used for moving around in infected areas in order to prevent the accidental tactile contact with infected particles and surfaces. As a single-use item, it's usually thrown away before entering a building. What? So when I move around in the overworld, I wish I knew what any of these stats did. Okay. All in due time, all in due time. What is this? It's like, a hookah? Oh, it's like a bank, maybe? Oh, it's medicine. Painkiller. Restores us some... Oh! Wait, what? Restores health. Good for restoring strength during sleep. Lasts for 5 hours. Alpha tablets. An outdated immunity booster. So, okay, so this increases my immunity but makes me lose health. And this makes me go to sleep but increases my health. Okay. I'm gonna die. Let's just save real quick. If I was really hardcore, I would only do one save. But considering I have no idea what's happening, that seems unwise. It's a really big door. Why is this door so big? Well, this house is quite nice.
The outcome was to be expected, I'm afraid. Simon was doomed.
So I finally get to see you. Yes, you really do look like a messenger of sorrowful times. In any case, welcome to the Rod. Our meeting is quite significant in a way. Facing the changes with open eyes and taking their first blow is my duty. Taking the first blow of change. Do you think we're on the verge of an especially unhappy era? No. Grim events have clouded our existence since last summer. The country has cured its war wounds. Commercial communications have been repaired. Astrologists expect nothing ill. Do you hold astrologists' opinions in high regard? So... this guy believes in astrologists. So I can disagree with him, and he will probably not tell me things. I'll just play along. I am a ruler. Astrology can be very curious, but I cannot allow it to influence him. Oh, I made the mistake. Okay. Okay, game. Okay. But I cannot allow it to influence my decisions. I have to act according to factual circumstances. Would you agree? Definitely.
What?
So So you've come to meet with Simon, haven't you? What can I do for you now? I was invited by Isidore, but he's dead. Who are the people? Nothing. Why you give me that look? He's been murdered, yes. Looks like the murderer is always one step ahead of you, doesn't it? Well, that's rude. The same one that took Simon's life, too. At least that's the conclusion suggested by the information at my disposal. Same pattern. Same signature. Okay. Were there any traces? Look, I haven't been there myself. I'm quite content with interrogating suspects. Especially since we already know who we're after. Oh, do you know? You can join the hunt, by the way. I can describe his features. Well, I would like to know who you suspect, but I would actually rather see the crime scene. Impartiality is my motto. Are you gonna let me in?
My chest hurts. Can it be conscience?
Are you gonna let me...
The outcome was to be expected, I'm afraid.
Okay, we'll go down the path of the guard, I guess. Who are the volunteer patrolmen? Oh, sorry, those are volunteer patrolmen. We usually keep around 20 of them, but I've increased the number recently to 150 or so. There's unrest in the termitary. If I weren't certain that Isidore's... Oh, you're gonna tell me anyway, I see. If I wasn't certain that Isidore's been murdered by his son, I would even consider the crime to be politically motivated. Isidore is preparing to take over the kin and become its leader, at least according to the information I have. No, the source is a bit more straightforward this time, and you really shouldn't look down on my wife's talents. He must have told me his wife. Okay, I did something out of order. Although, you'll come around soon. Hopefully your lack of faith won't end up being too costly for you. Time is running short. Where does the information come from, then? I don't think you're aware of the fact that Isidore came to me last night, just after he had returned and warned me that there were some ominous events ahead of us. I took this as an unofficial warning about his upcoming takeover. So you took measures? Evidently. I've mobilized the patrols. I see what you're implying, Bachelor, but I'm not insane. Engineering... Oh, I see. I implied that he was the murderer. Engineering Isidore's murder, as a matter of fact, strong, independent kin under Isidore's rule would have been way more useful to me. Why? Because that would weaken the power of the Honorable Vladislav Olgimsky, who's pocketed the economy of the whole town. He'd rather see the kin as a dumb and speechless herd. And come to think of it, well, I'm sure you understand where I'm going with this. You think he's behind it. What is precisely what Georgie warned me about? I do. Okay, hold on. Let's talk about your wife.
What has this town turned into? Truly a country of...
So that's like not even available to me anymore. Oh. You wouldn't believe it, his own son. The fellow came back after being away for quite a while. His father had sent him to study surgery when he was but a greenhorn. Quite a lot he has learned, huh? A wandering scholar turned evil to the bone. All of that just to grab the inheritance. So what, did Isidore have a fortune? How did you figure this out? In all honesty, it's hard to explain that to an outsider like you. Do you believe in such a thing as clairvoyance? spatula. Well, look, the yellow lady had it, so let's go for it. Well, you should get to know my wife then. Or better yet, those who have already had opportunities to witness the power of the prophecies. Former doubters, first and foremost, rationalist. She's got something to say to you too, by the way. Not specifically, no, but it all adds up. And the circumstances of Simon's death make you wonder. Isidore's son arrived here last night. The timing speaks against him. It even matches the time it takes to get from the Crucible to Isidore's house. What's the Crucible? That's not enough. What about the motive? I mean, that's very speculative. He's the type of man that needs no motives. Students these days know nothing of virtue and ethics. And a medic, too. Humans are just hairless animals to them. Or even a harmful virus infecting the environment. Cynical bastards. Oh, but I do apologize. Didn't mean to offend you, even by extension. I don't know. He just doesn't... He's very, like... This is a conspiracy to him. Look, I'm not going to accuse him until I talk to him. So you'll keep looking for Isidore's murderer? I will. Is there anyone who can help me with that? There are very few good analysts in our town. Everyone is more or less superstitious here. Except for one. Yulia... Oh boy. Lyricheva. Perhaps. A most level-headed and reasonable person. The only person to remain skeptical about Katerina's talents, too. Without a shadow of a doubt, she has her own picture of events. She always does. She came here with an engineering team from the town that was being built. Did logistics or maybe communications, not sure. They said she's a true expert in her field. Smart, yes. A polymath. Then the team left, but she stayed. She has my respect, but not my fondness. I'll speak with Yulia. So there's the supernatural, and then the skeptics. Was that an autosave? No, it couldn't be. So I can side with the supernatural or I can side with the rational. Let's go talk to Yulia. And that guy's basically just guessing. He has no idea. It's a nice house, Yulia. Just an endless staircase. There's a chessboard. one character mentioned chess. Taking a piece off the board. You must be Yulia.
This girl is a changeling. She's not the murderer.
What? I seem to have lost any capacity for observation. My mind is out of tune. Things no longer add up. Before I had no trouble forming a trustworthy tessellation out of the most imperceptible contingencies. Now I simply cannot get my head around it. Could it be that I am dying? Probably not. Happens when people are tired. Yes, it definitely means you're about to die now. You probably haven't slept for a while, have you? The steppe air is way too thick. I think that's what causes it. Be more rational. Oh no. Herba Tvirine is in blossom. I grant you, but then it blooms every year. Every year the steppe is filled with its stupefying vapors, so she thinks it's the plant. The issue I'm having, however, has nothing to do with fatigue. Excuse me. Or perplexity. It's just that I've lost my ability to make distinctive events coincide. Everyone has that ability. You don't seem to understand what I'm saying. Let me elucidate. A single word someone utters may precipitate the birth of... Wait, what? A single word someone utters may precipitate the birth of their own murderer. This line of philosophizing is barely an intellectual novelty. It is particularly relevant in our neck of the woods. I sometimes feel like I could touch the notions of cause and effect with the tip of my fingers. What does that mean?
I'm afraid I'm of little use now.
So you have traveled all this way here only to find that both people you wanted to see were brutally murdered. Is this how the story goes? I do hope that your visit is not in any way related to these most unfortunate circumstances. No, I didn't kill anyone. I have to find whoever it is that killed Isidore and Simon. I doubt I can do it on my own. Tell me plain and simple, what do you make of all of this? I've yet to meet anyone who can help me in the slightest way find the killer. Do you like Eva? Okay. Tell me plain and simple, what do you make of all this? So I have heard. A wisecrack I know says that while you are trying to complete the portrait of the killer is busy painting yours. Hilarious, is it not? The hunter becomes the hunted. However, to put it bluntly, you have become the keynote of this particular plot. The intrigue is so rich, it will keep you busy for a week, if not longer than that. And you are singing the same tune. First they flaunt some clairvoyance before me. Oh, just tell me what I need to know. If you want my advice, I wouldn't trust what our feudals tell you. The perpetual triangle of influence means that every party concerned will do their best to use your authority to their benefit. It is more likely that people of such standing will be much too scared to cooperate. Given your position, you may want to try your luck with the shadow cabinet of local nobility, the women of influence. They know much more than the civil townsfolk, yet they care much less than the families in power. I know who they are. What's my position? You came from the capital, and your arrival hardly qualifies as a coincidence. Then there is the reputation Maria seems to have towards you. She who excels in dark arts and scornful mockery. Her interest has furnished you with a certain elusive notoriety. Some people thought you were nothing more than Maria's private incubus, a fruit of her imagination. But then here you are in the flesh. So she predicted my arrival, which is that proof that the supernatural should be trusted. Alright then, who are these influential ladies? Laura. Oh, Ava is. Interesting. Yours truly. I guess Laura's the wife of the other lady. You're a psychic? And last but not least, Maria. I wouldn't listen to Katerina. Have I? I don't think I've met Katerina. If I were you. Her morphine habit has turned her into a walking corpse. The others, however, are liable to deceive. You don't like being lied to, do you? Laura, Eva, you, and Maria. No, I don't want to be lied to. I need to know what I can trust. I see. Perhaps you like you being played with, then. In that case, Maria seems to be your best bet. She's too arrogant to lie. Too respectful to dare play you. You should value the affection of someone this proud, but I digress. What is your intended course of action? So, do I trust the lady aristocrats? Well, let's go back to Maria. Should probably sleep as well. Or maybe I should talk to all of the lady aristocrats. I think I trust the first family because they sent for me. And I guess that's a bad reason to trust them. I don't know. I barely even understand what's happening. Familiarity bias, I think. There's that clock again. Alright, Maria. You've got some explaining to do. It's the broken mirrors. What is the significance of the mirror? That's how you get into the room.
It came from below the ground. For many years, we were burying the bones wronged.
We, the Canes, have always been out of touch with mundane reality, but we are driven by love. Love can be furious, funny, and blind, but there's never a need to make excuses for it. Is there? She has a fondness for me. And what exactly did you see in that dream of yours? A truly terrifying battle is ahead of you. If no one has ever told you about your fate, I will be the first. You must know that I admire you in advance, regardless of the outcome. You will fight a foe that few can defeat. Is this a prophecy? You will clash with your foe like a dragon slayer, but your weapon will turn against you. Striking at the heart, you will end up with your own flesh torn. Every drop of blood you squeeze out of that heart will turn into a gulp of yours. If your foe escapes you, penetrates you, or saddles you, you will hear malicious laughter in your ears, and my crestfallen weeping. So it's about the murderer. Well, I will make them regret your tears, whoever they are.
I'm feverish. What can it be?
Do you need something? I'm not sure I'll be a great talker right now, especially on this topic. Okay, can I give you something?
It came from below the ground. For many years, we were burying the bones wrong.
I mean, I have these items, but I don't. What if I give you painkiller? Feverish.
There's more life in me that can be lived.
Oh, did I use that? I think I used that. What if I just sleep for like 2 hours? My health went up. My exhaustion went down a little bit. Let's do 1 more hour. Okay. Should probably get some meat. Look, Maria, I don't think you were very helpful. I need more from you. Can he tell me more? Talk to Laura. Quick save frequently. That's how to leave. The red symbol appears at the bottom left until you receive that. I did see that red symbol. Look at all the trash bottles. I did see the bottles. trade the water. Don't drink. The quests are daily. You have to complete the main quest each day. Fix save frequently. The dog lines get spoken are just for flavor. If you lose, they destroy. That's very helpful advice. Thank you, Pathologic Fairy. I would have not have figured any of that out. Well, it would have taken me a very long time. And I would not have even known. Trash cans. I don't know what my L button would be bound to. I'm using a controller. Let's see. L is D-pad left. O. How many of these do I have? Just the one? Okay. Yes, I read this one. It was most disconcerting to learn that the powers that be have the intention of shutting down the laboratory that owes its fame largely to your own research in the field of thanatology, which I'm assuming is eternal life or something like that. Is it true that your detractors have branded your studies scientifically stillborn? Rejoice, bachelor, for there is an observable case that would quell the... Okay, this is just the plot. This is what brought me here. From Isidore. I spoke to Simon on your behalf, and he has kindly agreed to facilitate your efforts. Daring ideas and far-fetched projects are traditionally very well respected in our neck of the woods. Right, doctor to doctor. The quests are daily. What quest am I even on? Mission. Pursuit of a killer. Today's quest. Pursuit of a killer. Nice. Okay. So... I guess I'll talk to more of these ladies. You are not who I'm looking for. I think you are, though. Maybe you are. Looking trash cans, huh? Oh, maybe you're who I'm looking for. There's so many people in this house. I guess maybe the trash cans are outside. Okay, I'm not gonna talk to all of you at this time. I just need one of you.
My lips are too dry.
And you are the one? You are the person that came to Maria in a dream. I recognize you straight away. My name is Laura. And this is the shelter. You are always welcome here. Why is your house called the shelter? Well, it is empty at the moment because everyone is grief-stricken, but I usually have lots of guests. The doors of this house are always open for my friends, and for the friends of my friends, day and night. Was I recommended to you by Maria? Is she your friend? Let's be friends now. I prefer being friends with everyone. I want to talk about the murderer. You always have guests, but your face looks sad. Well, yes, I'm the mistress of this house, after all. That doesn't mean I'm a mistress, mind you, not with a capital M. I won't ever become one, but I can also serve people to the best of my ability. The mistresses of this town, we call them the Dream Mistresses. Those three. I guess those are their last names. Now after Victoria and Nina's departure, it's their daughters who are trying to see the future. I see, because the daughter was saying that she wasn't a mistress yet. They are far less impressive than their mothers for now, of course. Maria's probably the best. Why are you frowning? I'm just in a melancholic mood. We are way too used to playing the game of tragic predictions. I'm trying to arrange everything back to order. I can help, but I kind of want to talk about the murder.
What?
I know you're a doctor, or one of one at that, a celebrity medic. Everyone in our small town knew that a famous doctor was coming here. I'm very glad you really have, because I want you to do a certain good thing. Can I ask a favor of you? I haven't talked to Katerina yet. I think this is going to get me off track. Once a quest is completed, it will show 3 asterisks at the bottom. Yes, trash cans are out on the street. The letters are numbered by day. I see. Right, I'm still on the first day. So I take this quest, it's going to put me off track. And the pathologic fairy has mentioned that I don't want to do this. But I'm compelled. A few years ago, the child death rate went through the roof. 6 people died in a week. 10 or so came down with serious illness. It made us worried. But unfortunately, we couldn't find the cause straight away back then. In the end, it turned out that children were dying because of a game. They were playing... what do you call it? It was some kind of medical game. They were stealing medicine from the adults and making some diabolical... They were popping pills? Then they healed each other with it. Oh, goodness. Back then, the game just faded into obscurity, but now I've heard they were contemplating doing it again. Some have already been poisoned. No, it's much simpler. There's a house somewhere in town, either abandoned or just unoccupied. That's where they play hospital. That's where they store their horrible mixtures. Please use your standing and celebrity to put an end to the game. Capella believes that the house will be unlocked today. Interesting. I see, so the time mechanic is the more I get hurt, the more I need to rest. But if I rest, I waste time. I'll do my best, of course. How can I find this house? Capella mentioned it's next to one of the ruins. My friends couldn't hear them properly. Have you seen those stone stairways I have? I think you might even be able to see the house you're looking for from Eva's window. Most importantly, it should be unlocked. Okay. It's next to one of the ruins. And next to Eva's house. Or Eva can see it. In exceptional cases or emergencies, yes we do, but generally houses are supposed to be locked because they're occupied by several families. People aren't that scared of losing their own belongings, but they care about their neighbors. And now that everyone's so afraid of the man-eater, of course, everything's locked. Wait, what happened to my first letter? Katerina's warning. Oh, I'm a little bit confused, but Katerina's warning. You must make haste. The sun will set in 4 hours. Unless you are able to recognize the Shabnak's guys, she will kill you. She will kill you. I beg you, I'm the only one who can tell you the monster looks like. Meet me at the rod. Okay, okay, Katerina, okay. You convinced me. You only want to give me answers, alright? Alright. So this is one of the stairways, which this is so far away from. There must be another one. She can see it from her window. I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with that later. I would have almost certainly died. I wonder if I should bind quick save to a button on my controller. Let's bring my keyboard a little bit closer. Okay. Well, I appreciate the tips. The game is kind of obtuse, which is interesting, but I can imagine it's kind of old school. High penalty. Oh no, wait, this is the house. That's not where I want to go. We don't want to go. I wanna go there. Their door is so big. Okay, Katarina, where are you at? Where are you, my dear? Is there a secret room or something?
The outcome was to be expected, I'm afraid. Simon was doomed.
Oh, there's two sides to the house? Interesting. I would have never found you.
Matchmakers are coming, trying to woo me.
The only proper way for a duel to end is with the death of one of the fighters. That's what battles are supposed to be. Any conflict that has two sides inevitably turns into a battle of good and evil. I'm not speaking metaphorically or metaphysically. I'm talking about a very particular battle. You are one of the combatants, Bachelor. Do you favor good or evil? I favor winning. That's too vague a question. I cannot be more coherent. Details distort the core essence. They devalue the words. What you're saying is it will be I who is to adjust the details along the way.
It's true. The girl has proven that she's a saint, not a killer.
You are a brave man, Bachelor. This fight is very unlikely to end in your favor. Does a clay and bone man-eater, clay and bone, leave traces of the kind you've witnessed? It's only a spell, an illusion. They just prefer to see it this way. It makes it easier for them. Fight is too big a word. I'm merely assisting Georgie in his efforts to find the murderer. Tell me about the details of my fight. If you don't point at the killer, if I don't point at the killer by nightfall, then the killer will strike you down. You simply won't be able to recognize them. You won't notice them crawling up to you. Somehow you'll just be very surprised upon seeing their face, and that will leave you paralyzed.
Yes.
Why don't you take some painkillers? No, not at all. How could someone who has absorbed all of our blood not die? A single man could not handle that. There are limits to a living being's vitality. And there are limits to the world's patience. So, he is a vampire. Simon transformed our town into a single whole, a living being. He was the heart, and we were the blood running through the town's veins. We radiated his light, and that's why we used to shine so brightly. The bound are actually bound to Simon. Who is to blame for his death? Even if someone did have something to do with it, is that person worth blaming? Most likely they didn't even realize they were killing someone. The puppets. Yes, that's how it was. Now I see very clearly.
Simon, to tame his impertinence, Earth had disgorged a monster from deep within its bowels.
The Shabnak. Oh, I see. There's another message I can just... I see.
The wheel of my fortune.
Do I not have painkillers in my inventory? Can I give her painkillers?
My stomach hurts as if I was filled with straw.
I want to help you, but I don't know how.
Yes.
I think this guy's gonna kill me. Okay. Let's go to visit my old friend Eva. My old flame. I'll keep my eye out for trash cans as well. I see. Is that tone of the clock an hour passing? So I can keep track of how many hours have passed? Well, now that I know this, I feel really bad about sleeping for like 5 hours. If I could go back, I would probably not do that. I also saved over a couple save files. Probably shouldn't have done that either. These are the trash cans. Empty bottle. Can be filled with spring water. The water is in high demand among the townsfolk, especially the drunkards, because it is good for quenching thirst. It's thought that water in the drinking fountain and the water pumps comes from the town springs, while water barrels carry water from the spring of Sugog Kondu. Okay. Let's get some water. Interesting. Is this a drunkard? No, I get distracted. I'm about to die. Hello, Ava.
I had a feeling you would come.
Am I supposed to save the kids? Tell me, Ava, what are the ruins outside your window? Is it the stairway to heaven? It's on the other side of the guzzle. This ruin is the one that's closer to the theater. It looks better from the second floor. It's on the other side of the guzzle. This ruin is the one that's closer to the theater. The stairway to... No, the stairway to heaven is on the other side of the guzzle. This ruin is the one that's closer to the theater. It looks better from the second floor. Oh, that's the old dream of the Stomatins. They are architects, you know. They wanted to overcome the forces of gravity. These ruins were a kind of an attempt to do so. They were built by the Peter. Can you imagine? They still live here, still haven't gone back home to the capital. I feel like maybe... It will take as long as you want, although one can talk about them for hours, but where should I start? They were brilliant architects. They built something famous in the capital. That 3-storied garden of frozen springs. I'm so confused. Yes, the Cold Hall. I haven't seen it, but they say it's unbelievable. And it was they that had built the polyhedron. Yeah, the new quarter. Or the specular tower, they call it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Yes, a real miracle. The only real miracles of all I've seen. The only miracle so real that you can touch it with your hand. Well, besides you, of course. Always the flirt, Ava. Okay, I only wanted to know more about the ruins. I need them as a reference point. Okay. Well. Oh, are one of these ladies a killer? I think I'm gonna die. I guess I go to the ruins because I don't know what else to do. These are the ruins closer to the theater. Easier to see from the second story window. Let's bring this keyboard in a little bit. Okay, so these are the ruins, so the house is nearby. The music changed, I thought I was dead. Man. Who's Nina? When Nina died, everyone was terrified. No one could wrap their mind around it. It was truly and utterly unthinkable, and yet it happened. Dying is not really a common habit around here, and so when Nina passed away, everyone started saying that a shabnak came for her soul, and maybe a turnskin, a creature from beyond. What is a shabnak? How do I know about Nina? Nina Kaina. Nina, the sorceress, the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen. So wild and fierce and intimidating. Just one brief look at her walking down the street, with her without her escort, could make you weak in the knees. You could almost picture her upon a throne. She could cut you with a knife, looking you in the eye, and no one would say a thing. Only a shabnak could take that one. What is a shabnak? A make-believe monster from this steppe. A bloodsucker of some sort, just you know. A revenant from beyond. Or maybe a possessing demon. I don't really believe in such things. On the other hand, sometimes the things you see will live here long enough and you'll get used to all kinds of weirdness. The steppe is wiser than we are. It's a turnskin. What's a turnskin? No, not really. So now you want to give it another try. Very funny. Okay. So I'm here by the ruin. There's a unlocked house nearby. That one's locked. Also locked. One of these is not locked, though. It's not even a door. Okay. any of this? The game told me not to steal, but I don't know how much it's keeping track of. Another hour's gone by. I have like 2 hours left. Just one money. Is that kid wearing a horse mask? A dog? Just the one kid. What is this? There's another creepy kid in here. Wait, is that the same kid? No. Dog head. May I inquire how you found this place, sir? I am investigating the murder of Simon Kane. You will answer my questions. Question 1. Who are you? We're playing here. Rehearsing, actually. Also looking for something. We need it for the game. Nothing special, just some junk. I know why you're here. Yeah, well, it can't be fixed now anyway. Alright, I'll tell you. Who knows? Perhaps you'll even be of help. The kids are in danger. We've come here to get schmouters. Schmouters, but someone has already looted the cache. Maybe it was Capella's doing. She's probably distributing them amongst her minions, the pagan. Pagan is an insult. I don't understand a thing. How is it dangerous? Capella, tell me about her. The little ones are playing Epidemic again. They wanted to get their hands on those damn schmouters so very much. So now we need to catch the kitties. And I mean all the kitties in the town, one by one, and pry the schmouters from their hands. See, the common opinion is that schmouters can cure all kinds of ailments and stuff, but in truth they're deadly. An adult will be severely poisoned. They'll be bedridden for a week or so, and that's it. But it spells dooms for little kids. Children? All children should come to our polyhedron. They'll be safe there. I haven't been to the Crucible yet. The specular tower on the other side of the river. There is no death, no grief, no boredom, no goodness, no disease there. That is proven for certain. Only dumbheads leave it voluntarily, if you ask me. You'll have to be an absolutely thick and heartless creature lacking any semblance of imagination to refuse something of this sort. Get it? More questions. Oh, I took something. My reputation didn't change. Oh man, I told him to escape straight away without tossing a coin. What's wrong with your head? It's personal protective equipment. It reflects valuable thoughts back into my skull, so I don't lose them along the way. Scares people away quite nicely too. We weren't just hanging here, you know. We're on a combat mission. Well, we were. Then we totally blew it. How are we supposed to find the schmouters now? Do we seriously need to detain every little kid on the street? What do we barter with them for? And how can we take the schmouters by force? Bullying's against the rules. Ken would totally bite off our heads for that. Schmouters as in powders? Kane is our leader. He is the commander-in-chief and the steward of the specular tower. Okay, who's Capella? We would have called you to come by to our place, but we can't. No adults allowed. The no children allowed places are more fun anyway. Well, he didn't... Shoot, I didn't ask him about Capella. Well, I guess I'll never know. I guess I can loot this house and like no one. My reputation's fine. These kids are gonna snitch. You're not gonna snitch, are you, kid? You're not gonna snitch. Well, I learned about the Specular Tower. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die and I can't stop it. I've heard so much about you. That's creepy. What's in your pockets, pumpkin? Presents, Uncle Bachelor. Do you want to trade presents? Okay. What do you have? A lockpick. I see, I can't do money. I have to barter. That's interesting. Sorry, kid. Whatever you want, I don't have it. Well, I found the house. But I'm no closer to finding the Shabnak. We all know about you. What are you so happy about, girl? We've almost caught the unseen cat. Is this gonna help me find the murderer? I feel like no. Did I just get some? What was that icon again? Wait, what is this? Where'd I get a hazelnut from? Often found in the town because of the children's favorite game of nuts. Warehouse 11. Can never be infected. Gold ring. I got this gold ring. Kerosene. What is the lamp? I have so many questions. I'm gonna die. Why is everyone running? Why are you punching her? What are you all doing? I don't want to intervene, but also this seems very wrong to me. What is happening? Who are you? Can we not do this? Can we not kill this woman, please? Can we not? I have a gun. I don't know how to use it, though. How do I equip things? Oh. Uses A. Oh, I see torches, right. How do I... Plague Finder. Yeah, what was that? Attack. Alt attack. Right trigger, left trigger. How do I, How do I equip something? Sheath and holster weapon. X. Wow, they killed that woman. I mean, you just killed that woman. Why? Silver ring. Should I have looted the body of a dead woman? Probably not. But it was there. Alright. How about we barter? Let's do it. 0 out of 4. But you don't have anything to barter with me. My heart is crying for my poor children. Would you kindly mend my clothes? Yeah, why are women being attacked? What is this? I seem to remember that when Victoria died, everyone rushed. Who's Victoria? To look for an undead Kohler. Yeah, who is Victoria? Victoria was a mistress. Somehow it seemed that an ordinary creature couldn't hurt her. Her death was unexpected. She was very young, and so well loved by the people. So the rumors started immediately that a Bayan man-eater was taking her soul. No, no one was seized. But there was an anxiety. There was no doubt that an evil was walking amongst us. You can always feel it. It changes the density of the world. Your instincts just tell you that it's true. This is an old steppe wisdom. And you can't avoid it. You really can't. The steppe is wiser than we are. Superstitions like this have thrown sand in the wheels of countless scientific discoveries. That's insane. I've already been here. Well, shoot. I need someone who can give me answers. Maria, Maria. I think I have 2 hours left. Maria, please help me. Maria and your broken mirrors, please help me.
There's more life in me that can be lived.
You are out of things to tell me. Maybe she has something more she can tell me. Maybe I should go through more of the dialogue. I'm looking for clues, I guess. How do I see my stats? I see. This is like a side quest. Maybe I can't find this killer. It's just like going to happen. I just have to be ready for it. How do I equip my weapons? Does that mean it's equipped? So just selecting up is inventory. Up. Memorize it. Up. That means just selecting things, equip them, huh? Okay. That means I have protection. I see. I see. I am hungry though. I should probably buy some food. Meat, get your meat. These are all the same price, it seems. $165 for everything. Vegetables, meat. Oh, this is cheaper. Fresh fish, that's really expensive. Buy some dried meat. What? I feel like that barely moved my hunger at all. Something just doesn't add up. All right, Laura, I'm gonna pick your brain. Before this game Majora masks me out of existence.
They say Ripper was caught. Does he really cut people?
I have a very bad feeling. The same feeling plagued me just before my father died. You can't talk to anybody here, huh?
Dogs are howling. Why? Why are some of these hands, but some of these are circles? That's not good. And the lights are on too. I don't trust any of you. I don't trust the little kids. I don't trust the people who won't let me talk to them.
They're all out to get me. Please tell me something useful.
I'm afraid it's natural. Simon was doomed.
So you've traveled all the way here only to find that both people you wanted to see were brutally murdered. Shabnak Adir is the simple man's scarecrow. I would have followed a different narrative. They said Simon had locked himself up in the evening and consequently died in the morning inside the mansion in a chamber with some peculiar name. What's the word, the one you've just said? Shabnak Adir, you mean? The steppe demonology describes it as some kind of golem, belched up by the earth to punish all manner of delinquency. It is shaped as a young woman, but made of clay. An exhumed bone. We dug up the bones. We dug up the bones all wrong. Maria talks about bones. She summoned it. I knew you'd be exasperated by this discussion. Sacrifices, bovine tails, handfuls of milk teeth in a glass beaker. You may forgive this to children and steppe people, yet having the same notions reiterated by someone surrounded by books on natural history, this must be quite vexing. The answer is bound to irritate you even more. The tales are true. I do hyperbolize a little. It is beyond debate that Shabnak Adir exists. What is dubious, though, is that bovine tails and milk teeth offer genuine protection from her, which is to say, sympathetic contrivances like this may be of some use to children and people from the steppe, but are explicitly inefficacious for someone like you and me. We are too literate, too deprived of the scripture codified in ancient soil. We have no choice but to acknowledge the rules enforced by the steppe. We tried to ignore these rules, to place ourselves into the framework of advanced modernity, but to no avail. You can call these demons what you want. You may refer to the hair eaters as time. The hair eater as time. Someone else was mentioning time. If this will make you any happier, I am comfortable with a more juvenile vernacular. It is what I'm used to. I will find a rational explanation for the crime of the man-eater by this evening if you help me. Word for word. Hair this time. In this case, I would suggest that Simon was poisoned by the Canes. I would have thought, but I know their family all too well. Their mutual loyalty is only rivaled by their arrogance towards anyone who's not one of them. They hold the princely sage who stands at the head of their family in highest esteem. They believe that a single dishonorable act will tarnish the name for generations to come. I doubt any of them would have stooped to this, no matter whether they wanted to or not. Poisoned, but how do you know? I do believe you understand that he died. Oh. I do believe you understand what he died in focus really implies. Do you know what the Canes refer to as focus? You don't seem to grasp the semantics of the term. These are the Canes for you. These kinds of innuendos are their forte. I see. The focus is anything but an abstraction, quite the opposite. He was drugged? It is governed by mathematically rigid singularities, you see? No one but the owner of a focus may get inside. This can only mean that Simon had brought the killer with him, or rather, within him. It's no physical object. I see, the only way to die inside the focus is to be poisoned on the way in. Who doesn't? The Kings are notoriously passionate about all matters of synthetic anomalies. They will never pass up the opportunity to devise a construct that would allow them to warp space, challenge physics, or manipulate optics. Metaphysically, a focus can be compared to a camera obscura. Do note that the name is not unfitting. No, it is entirely impossible for someone to get inside. A curious conclusion, but incorrect. Simon was disfigured and bleeding. His bones were broken. And you're also not allowed to eat or drink, but that makes one suspect foul play in regards to Isidore's death. He had been stabbed. Was he disfigured? I don't remember that. Is that so? Shit, did that happen? Well, this does introduce a different perspective. Did you say Isidore was the last person to see Simon? The question is, who did he see before? The sun had not yet set when Isidore returned from the steppe. However, he came to Simon well after midnight. The question naturally arises, where did he spend the missing few hours? Was Isidore seen with Saburov by any chance? He was. He warned Saburov of an upcoming storm. Yes, right? Alright, let me suggest then that while he was in the steppe, he saw or learned something that he wanted to report to all three ruling families. In this case, either of the Algamov family should have been on his itinerary, especially since Barak was one of their own men. Definitely. The Bull Project, from the abattoir to the railway, is controlled by the Olgimsky family. If Isidore's discovery had anything at all to do with the kin, Isidore would have certainly relayed it to Vlad. So do make sure to pay a visit to the Lump. That's the name of the Olgimsky mansion. Another fitting name, wouldn't you agree? The Lump? Okay, I lost a lot of time. So these are the notes. These are notes. These are not changing. That symbol means something else, I guess. Yeah. Should I buy armor? No, I'm not gonna buy armor. Okay. Does this guy have bandages or? Doesn't seem like he has anything. Do I have to give him 4 water? think I just gave up all my water for nothing. Yep, I did. Well, shame on me. Okay. Give me your trash. What is this? Needle. A large sewing needle. Such needles may be of interest to children because local tradition prohibits them from owning any sharp objects. Seems about right. Should I be selling these rings? What if I should be selling that? What's up, kid? Let's trade. Look at this thing I've got. So wait, can I trade one thing for one thing? I see. It's an item for an item. Right? No, it's one. It's the price of the item. Let's okay. It's this thing again. Well, I probably shouldn't have gotten into a fist fight with it. That was my mistake. Yep, it's a family of people with bald heads, isn't it? Well, it's just the one, though. But I definitely met that one.
Why are my children like this?
Bachelor Dinkovsky, of course. Who else could be so dapper? I've heard quite a lot about you. I guess he's got a deeper voice than that. More raspy, perhaps? Have you taken a look around? Be sure to check the state of the industry around here. We have our own ways. Who was I coming here to see? Come now, it's a complicated establishment with 1,000 years of history. A special approach is required to control such a colossus. See where I'm getting at? Emissary. I have no idea what you're getting at. I can see we're not really seeing eye to eye. The project is special, very special. That means common standards do not apply here. That would be very naive.
No, I won't believe in some earthen killer.
Yes, getting back to track would be an easy task. I don't know what he wanted me to do, but... I'd like to inquire about the fate of my colleague. Isidore, what are you implying? What is this manner you're talking about? Be so kind as to mind your own manners. I had nothing to do with it. Don't they say Isidore was murdered by a step demon? A shabnak? Shabnak. There was that thingy. A talon they fished it from the wound. Right, a demon. Why didn't I think of it? It's hard for you to believe, isn't it? It used to be hard for many. Take my boy, for example. A scoffer if I've ever seen one. And now even he believes it's real. He went off his head a bit. You're in the step now, esteemed sir. Eastern and backwards. The dead rise from their graves here. Clay dummies dance and bulls talk. How do we catch this creature? I have no idea. I'm not a step man. These animals are only interesting to me as they are. Are only interesting to me as they are productive. All is good as long as the plow is pulled. As for how they're quacking among themselves, who would seriously take interest in that? Why was I cursed with a son like this? Oh, my sins, my grave sins. He rubs elbows with the rabble, the butchers, adong shepherds and gatherers, learns their tongue, collects their legends. He doesn't keep them in check at all. They even dare to come visit him within the premise of the town. If you see a worm creeping through the streets... Wait, what? He's definitely looking for my son. I already got into a fist fight with the worm, okay? We're not friends. Here, me and the worm. What's wrong with them visiting him within the premise of the town? They're dangerous, they're aggressive, they hate everyone. Who isn't a step person? They'll jump you and kill you on the spot. I think we lost track of the conversation here. They tear you up with their teeth and devour your flesh while you're still throwing your fists at them. So if they're spotted within the town, countermeasures are taken. So what's going on with your son? Hold your horses. You want to talk to my blockhead? No, you'll have nothing to talk about. He's not here, thankfully. I don't want the two of you to meet, you heard me? These are tradesmen's words, and I'll stick to them. So you're writing in my journal, but I don't know where. I don't know where. I see. This is where it is. The older old Gimski does his best to avoid any mention of his household. When I ask him what his son is doing, this honorable stock breeder he's an animal breeder. I think that the son knows just as much as the father, and it will be easier to get him talking, but where can I find him? Yeah, where can I find him?
What?
So what if he did? Business, my curious friend, purely business. I have no interest in other subjects and it has nothing to do with you. And with that I bid you, the door's behind you, the big one.
Fortune turns all.
How do you think Simon died? I don't think he was murdered. How could he who craved monocracy not perish? He couldn't, not in this place. Balance requires equilibrium. Come now, what I'm saying is when someone takes too much upon themselves, they always end up ground down. That's how life works. Simon has lived a very long life. Very long. He was a worthy man. But long doesn't mean eternal, does it? No one is to blame for his death. Examine the body and see for yourself. It just happened. Well, that is temporary, a family tradition. He's not lying to you. He truly believes Simon was murdered. We're here to admit that Simon simply died of death. He probably got to his last home himself. The shock would be too much for the man. What? Well, okay. I need to find the sun. I literally have hours to live. Maybe less. Certainly less. Oh wait, it's this dude. This guy forgave me for calling him an animal. Oh, come on. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, worm. Okay. Okay, worm. Maybe I really shouldn't have fought you. Well... Where was I in the plot when this happened? I think I still need to go to Yulia. Okay, a little bit of backtracking. Look, I got some hours back. That's unfortunate. Look, don't look at me, kid. Okay, we're gonna speed run through this part.
I keep forgetting the most basic things these.
Okay. Sorry, kid. Alright, dude.
What?
Let's see.
So my Haruspex is the Ripper? Funny.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're gonna do a quick save. This guy spawns. And we chase. And we chase. And this guy's gonna get really pissed and he's gonna try to kill me. But I know better. See, I learned from the last time you beat the shit out of me. Hello, you must be the Baron's son.
It is easier to govern others than to prevent being governed.
You found me here. Oh well, I'm not surprised. I suppose you're not too surprised by the fact that everyone knows about you, either. The rumor of your arrival spread like fire. Why have you come? There was a peculiar incident yesterday by the spleen. The children were playing in the mud as usual, but then suddenly they ran away from the sandbox, and the parents noticed that their hands were smothered in blood. However, none of them were wounded. Neither were any of them surprised. When the worried adults came to the place where the children had been playing, they found nothing unusual there, only sticks and stones. What do you make of it? You probably dug out a dead cat. Nice to meet a person of a skeptical mind. I am Vladislav Algumsky, the younger one, of course. And you are, of course, Daniil Denkovsky.
Katerina thinks Claire is a messenger from heaven. Yeah, right.
Bachelor, I have news for you that should prove to be of interest. You seem to be looking for the killer, right? I have to briefly explain a few things to you. Have you already been told what the termitary is? No. The termitary is a huge bunkhouse where the Bull Project workers live. Although living is the wrong term, they nest. They're nesting as a commune with a rather simple way of life. It could, without reservation, be called savage. It's the Bull Project. It is a whole industry system of the town, from the abattoir to the goods station. Oh, it's like, it's a butcher. Would you care to listen as to why I wanted to see you in the first place? Let's get to the point then. A case of pointless, aimless unrest has occurred in the hive mind's nest. The workers there are prone to lashing out from time to time like beasts frightened by a storm. They rage, they howl, they gnaw at one another, an unsightly image of a mass uprising. What's that have to do with Simon's murder? Riots occurred in the cemetery several times before. The mob goes crazy for a few days, then they calm down just as unexpectedly. All of them at once. The sudden calm is just as void of reason as the unrest that had set them agog previously. Having a certain experience with the kin, we simply block the entrance to the zoo off until the riot defeats itself. The kin. The whole so-called society, the many-headed biology. What? We usually lock them up beforehand. The evidence of an coming outbreak of mass lunacy becomes obvious in advance, and the cemetery Father Superior informs us of it. But Father Taichik has recently passed. A curious coincidence, don't you think? Mass anarchy. Anyway, a member of the kin managed to run off into the town while we were busy taking measures. But the killer's a she. I think you and I can help each other, Doctor. You're looking for the killer, and I'm sure it is a runaway butcher. The title of a half-man suits him very nicely. The Canes claim that Simon had not been killed by a human hand, didn't they? But our family doesn't need unnecessarily unrest in the town. The butcher can babble devil knows what. His mind is mostly clouded with insane ideas. You are correct. They barely know how to speak, but that only makes it worse. Half men, half beasts. If they start preaching, you feel as though you were encountering a doomsayer. I need this butcher to disappear. Hand him over to the Canes or simply kill him if the beast attacks you. The reward will be hefty. He is most likely being harbored in a suspicious house. That's in the crude sprawl. Yes, my father is a man of rather hard-handed disposition and a quick temper to boot. If he finds out that the crude sprawl is concealing a fugitive, he will make a mess. Pointless brutality serves no one. I'm looking for peace rather than blood. I'm telling you. Excuse me. Now the hand is a different color. Okay. Well, I think that's a good time to save. And I think we'll call it.